Hey, what's going on? World party people, this is Queen Aishah for another edition of I Know Dope People. This is a special edition. This is on a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And everybody on this show pretty much is over 50. So we ready for naps. However, we are going to make it fun, keep it light. These are some of my favorite people, most talented females that I know, and I've learned so much about. We're going to have a lot of giggles. And I know a lot of these conversations may go left, but it's going to be in a sweet, good way. We have my girl, Olivia Fox. We have Lisa Ivory, Lisa, and Steph Lover. Hopefully we can get Steph Lover to pop in. All of us met at 93.9 WKYS in Washington, D.C. in the early 90s. Yep, that's when you ain't hear curse words across the air. Pretty much 90% of the music, you understood the lyrics of what they were saying and everything. We had a really, really good time. We're going to get into some of that. This actually came about because when life started happening, we started moving in different directions. We created something, I believe Lisa came up with the idea called the quarterly meeting, where we would get together, check on each other in person, check on each other, eat, catch up, shoot the shit, encourage one another, whatever, just to stay connected. So tonight, because we haven't done it in a while, right? I'm in Atlanta, Lisa's in Philly, Olivia is in Maryland, Steph Lovett is every freaking where. So tonight we said, well, we're going to allow people in to kind of see the things that we talk about. Some of it is going to be personal stuff, professional stuff. Some of it may be current events. Maybe we got a lot of stuff that we can talk about amongst ourselves. We don't even have to talk about nothing personal. I mean, nothing current in events, but we current events. But we might, you never know. The first person we're going to bring up is my homegirl, Olivia Fox. I got to work side by side with her in the morning at WKYS.
What's up, Queenie?
What's up, baby? Olivia's bio is so extensive, like more extensive than her hair. Okay.
Here we go.
She is wearing the hair. So people be like, who is Olivia Fox? If you were in not only the DC area, but any of the syndicated radio stations throughout the United States, and where y'all in the Virgin Islands also?
Girl, probably, I don't know.
It was a lot of stations.
It was a lot.
She's a trailblazer, a legend in radio, a black woman radio phenomenon. A lot of stuff that y'all hear on the radio nowadays, I heard it today. The bell. The first place I heard it. The first place.
They're not doing the bell, are they?
The bell, even when they ring the bell at the Dollar Tree, they ring the bell at the cleaners. I know where the bell came from. Okay. No one does characters and creates in the moment the way Olivia Fox, Shanika Shawana, what's her name?
Shanika Shawana, Malika Tawana Brown.
Everybody in DC and Syndicate, they know that. Let me tell you something. So we have Olivia Fox here. She has so much going on. She is working in the community. She is tutoring. She is the mama of Nina Polaris, who is a Fordham University student, model, and actress, doing her thing, looking just beautiful, skin popping. I don't even think I seen acne on Nina. I was like, girl, I wonder if her mama put urine on her face like my mama said she put urine.
Girl, don't start.
I was like,
but you know that work, right?
Let me tell you, looking at her hair and looking at your hair, I was like, ain't no way. It would have been a lot of behinds being whipped because that's a lot of hair.
Girl.
Olivia has a lot going on. And most importantly, she is the mom of Nina, but also she is a kidney survivor. And I remember when you were going through your treatments, when you found out about your diagnosis, and no one knew. Olivia stayed strong. She kept pressing and she kept it moving. And Nina was how old then?
Was she 6 or 8? See. She was, when I had my transplant, I think she was 8, 7.
Yeah, she was young. So Olivia kept pressing and she kept it moving. Yo, I remember when you had your morning show in Tampa.
Girl.
And I came on as a special guest. We had so much fun. Then I did I headlined the improv. Girl, we sold that joint out. Okay.
That was great radio.
I don't think you came because I don't think you had a babysitter that day.
I did. Look, that's when I was Murray.
That's when you was married.
I was married back then.
You was married then. Yes, yes. And the next person we're gonna bring up is our home girl, Lisa. Her professional name is Lisa Ivory. So Lisa does tons and tons. Lisa disappeared. Lisa does tons. She coming back in. I got a cough, but this ain't COVID.
You know you have to say that.
Yeah, you really got to say that. You'd be like, I gotta. But Lisa is coming back in. Lisa is originally from the Philadelphia area. We met, as I stated, in Washington, D.C. doing radio. Lisa came on after the morning show. So every time Lisa came in the studio, we was like, damn, what you wearing? You smell good. Like every day, Always. She smelled good. It was a different scent. And what was it, Bath and Body Works?
I forgot they don't even make it anymore, but it's orange. And you remember it came in the orange?
Butters and body
smells so good. Yeah, I just remember that all the time.
I don't even know if Lisa was bathing, but
there she go.
Good. She always. Lisa, what was the store? Bath and Body Works.
Oh, where I used to smell so good in the studio.
Yes.
Yes.
The orange one.
So that was from the Body Shop, and they used to have mango body butter, but it was made for us because it gave you that oil, it gave you that shine, and you know our favorite thing, you know, ash is your enemy, so it definitely kept the ash away. Yes, and so I used to mix that with like some perfume, and then just saunter into the studio at 10:00. Like, how y'all doing?
Yeah, you did.
She would come in, and she came in early because she's so punctual, right?
How y'all doing?
She would come in early. We'd be like, Dad, she smell good. What you got on? But that is Lisa Ivory, Lisa Marie Ivory, aka Lisa from the Philadelphia area, the suburbs.
So we're actually going to do this quarterly live, so people are going to actually what we talk about.
Yeah, I know. Because Olivia already said that, like, I said, like, we don't really cuss here, but it's not like a no cuss zone. I said, just make it a purposeful cuss. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Olivia said, like, it may slip out because that's what happens in these streets.
That's what happens.
So, yeah, so just getting back to Lisa. Lisa is she is a force in the voiceover world. She is killing the game. She has done some voiceovers for reality shows. No disrespect to the reality shows, but it's a different type of money we get in now too. We got the Smithsonian Institute, which is the Black African American Museum, right?
That was actually for the regular Smithsonian
Institute.
That was even before the African American Institute came up. Mm-hmm.
But you did that one too. You did the.
I did that one. So you want me to run it down for you, girl? Let me run it down.
Okay, you can run it down. Go ahead.
Let me run it down. Okay, so currently, if you watch TV One, I am one of the voices that handles most of the promos on there. There's another gentleman on there that I definitely admire, who does promo work as well. But generally, if you hear a female voice on the promos, perhaps if you watch Unsung or Uncensored or, any of those shows, I did some of their voting promos. I do anything that they ask me to do for TV One. And so that's an honor coming from Radio One, being able to be, one of the voices on TV One. And so I just feel so blessed, like to have that connection, to be doing something completely different, but still, working with my people. So I do that. I do a lot of political commercials. So I did political ads that ran in Atlanta. There's one running in California right now. I've done the Detroit market, a little bit of everything. I mean, anything that comes across, my path, anything that I audition for, anything that my agents call me for, I do. And so I enjoy doing it because it really kind of has taken me, it kind of has kept me in the entertainment field, but on a level that I would like to be on now.
Yes, because Lisa do a lot of other things too, okay? Because
I do.
They got a car dealership business, and then they do auto parts. This is a family-run business. And let me explain something to y'all in case y'all don't know. This sits in I'm going to act like I know Philly like that. It sits in the major part of Philly. And it's for the whole block. You know how the block got four corners?
We own the block, boo. We own the block, boo.
That's all them.
We own the block.
We started it. May he rest in peace. Lisa and her brother, Butter.
Butter.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
They kept it in the family, and they are keeping it going. So outside of her doing her voiceover work, her working out at 12 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m., and 4 p.m.
You better than me. I'm lucky Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Look.
Okay. Oliva is doing, and she traveling everywhere, eating crab.
I only work out at 6 a.m. So don't even play that. Don't play that. If I don't do it at 6 a.m., it's not happening at all for sure.
Okay.
So shout out to Butter with the businesses. So the businesses in Southwest Philly, which is definitely, a lot has probably changed since you guys have been up there to visit me. The, neighbor, how neighbors are changing within the city.
Yes.
So we're definitely experiencing that, but we're going to hold on to our block for sure. Yep. And then I want to shout out to all my crew from the Nile Swim Club, because I serve on the board there. And we have transformed that club. So anybody that ever comes to the Philadelphia area in the summertime, you definitely need to come to the Nile. So
that's right. And they get a 3-piece swimsuit, whatever way you come swimming. Just
whatever.
Okay.
As long as you got something on.
Right. I know that's right. Put something on that body. So ladies, I am so grateful for your yes. We are going to catch up like we did at the Cheesecake Factory and all those places that we would love. I think I just need to come home and just eat, like at Busboys.
You really do.
My sister told me about the falafel salad. I don't know how we just got on food. The falafel salad and the vegan nacho she had at Busboys in Port. My mouth.
You still vegan?
We're not going to talk about that right now, Olivia. So I was vegan during the pandemic because I had to tell myself, because I did too much.
Right.
I had to say that everything that was animal flesh, I had to say it was pork.
But wait a minute, as much as you like to cook, how did you like the vegan and your cooking style with the rum cakes?
That's why I'm back to being a pescatarian, because what happened was I had stopped eating stuff and my brain wasn't functioning right. I said, something wrong. I'm like, you typing and your mind and your fingers they're not in unison. So sometimes you just need certain things in your life. So, and plus people was kind of judging me when I was saying I was a vegan.
Yeah, people.
And I was like, I got allergies.
People grit on you when you say it.
They be like, how you so swole?
They expect you to be skinny.
And so ignorant.
I was like, I'm a vegan that eat little bootsy potato chips. Them,
girl, they good.
Let me tell you something. Them little bootsy wrap snacks,
they good.
They hit your ankle just right. That sodium.
They got them in Dollar General now, girl. I be like,
girl, shut up. Let me tell you something. Lisa, you need to not work out one day and get them chips.
I will definitely do that on the next cheat day. I will.
I ain't hating on Amigos or nobody else, Cardi B, but them little bootsy chips, it's about that life.
You right.
All right, I'm in the hood, so I should be able to find them quite easily.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm serious. Right. And you can't just get one. And
you know what? I have to limit myself. You have to limit yourself. I remember one time I ate a bag and woke up, my ankles was big as my thighs. I was like, damn.
I cannot deal with that inflammation.
A lot of sodium.
The inflammation or the inflammation?
The inflammation. I'm here to give some information. But y'all talk about inflammation with them damn potato chips. Lay off the chips.
No,
that sodium will get you though.
No, it will. Them chips is the bomb. Yes.
So wait a minute. So Queen. Okay, I know you got a whole thing that we're gonna follow, but
we flowing. Go ahead.
Okay. How long have you been in Atlanta? Like, and what's going on down there?
It's so funny, Olivia. We were just talking about this. So December would be 5 years. Now I will say I was in LA for 2 years. LA was cool, but I think that when I come from community, being from Jersey, and then DC, DC is community.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
It's just a vibe. You know, it's a vibe. So LA was a little different, and people like
I never felt grounded in LA. I never lived there. But I visit a lot. I can never get ground. It just seems like everybody's floating around like a plastic bag in their own world.
I was like, these people smiling because
but everybody's everybody. Everybody's somebody. That I just couldn't. I couldn't get with it.
Yeah, so it was definitely a different vibe for me out there. And people will say like, oh, in the 90s, you had more people that were a community. People looked out for each other. It was just different when I was there. It was cool. It's nice to visit. But living there right now, I'm like, I'm cool. So I was like, I can go to Atlanta. I can do the same thing. I'm close to my people, all of that stuff. So Atlanta is cool. It is Wakanda. It's a lot of.
Is it really?
It is. It's Wakanda.
Still
okay.
You're still gonna see all of us. We in cheer, but they do it different. Like me and Olivia were talking. Like every place got DC. They be wilding out. Y'all can watch the news and be like, "Yo, this crazy." But it's a different type of energy and mindset in the DMV than in Atlanta, than in LA. And I guess to each his own, but because I lived there majority of my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's because we have, like, Atlanta has a lot of colleges and universities too, but DC has the colleges and universities. They have the governments. People go to school, they stay there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. It's like when they rob the bank, they just do it more intelligently.
Well, and I think that at the time in the used to I just caught that. She just be sliding that joint in there just on the side. So, but I was gonna say, like, at the time, I guess at the time in our lives when we were in DC and we came together, it was just like the height of our, young adulthood. So it was, like now, I tell people, my family jokes, because whenever we get ready to go out somewhere, they'll be like, oh shit, she downstairs getting DC'd up. She about to come up here, be dressed to the nines, everything
her
right.
Diamonds,
I was like,
hair, you know how we used to do.
That's
right.
it.
Y'all remember that time? Hold on. Y'all remember that time? I don't know what the occasion was. So to this day, y'all know I love Copeland's. And they have a Copeland's here. Remember we had that.
I haven't been to Copeland's in so
Olivia,
long.
was
Them drinks.
It wasn't your bride. What was we went because we ended up at Lisa's house. We got a limo. I don't know how.
Girl, ain't no telling.
Who knows?
I don't know how many y'all had the hurricane, and I don't drink. I just watch.
That's the place with the big drinks.
Yes, it was up in
the
Rockville.
big ones.
Yes, it was up in Rockville.
On Rockville Pike.
Oh yeah, I remember that night. Yeah, because then we came back to my house. We had the limo because we left from girl.
I don't know what that was about, but it was a pajama party. It was crazy.
I think I was drinking gimlets that night, and then something. Remember Toby? Toby had me drinking gimlets.
Yes. Let me tell you something. That night was so much fun. So they have a Copeland's here, and every time I love Copeland's. Copeland's like an hour away from me. But I'll be looking for a reason to get to that side of town. I don't even want to have no drink. It's just that we had so much fun.
The memories.
The memories. It was like, I don't even know we had a limo for. I think we just because to hang out. Right? I think
because we could. Because we could.
Like, just what we do.
Exactly.
We had a good. I mean, we used to have so much fun. Republic Gardens. That damn jerk chicken. What's the
wings,
chef name?
girl? Them wings.
Is she still at Mark Braun's spot, still cooking?
Last
at the new spot?
Last time I was there, which was about 3 years ago, the food was tasting like it was Lois food. So I would assume,
yeah, that food was.
It's funny. It's funny you were talking about we got a limo because we could. Back then, it seems like now with social media, everybody boasts about what they're doing and where they had when everybody's
right.
But the thing I put a post up on, the thing is that all that they was doing, we been did that. And the difference is we didn't have to tell nobody for clout.
No,
we just did it.
This is what we said. Yep, and that's why we're not impressed. So people probably think
not impressed.
Shady. I'm not impressed.
Been there, done that.
We know somebody. I was like, do you know how many people in my phone I can call that are like millionaires and they're not even celebrities?
And you understand what I'm saying?
It's like they don't even talk about it. It's not even. Yeah.
Well, because everything is, not everything, but a lot of people, it's just like manufactured for social media. And so, and that's, to speak to on the business sense, it's where a lot of people are making mistakes. They think because they see someone else doing something on social media and they show you all the good parts of it, that they too are now going to quit their job and become, multimillionaires in 32 days and, and live this high life with all these cars. And I was like, come on, son, like real people that are really out here grinding, that are really making millions of dollars in their business don't have a whole lot of time for that.
Right.
Like, because they're running their business.
That's right.
Not to say that there aren't people on there that are doing it, because there definitely are people on there doing it and making tons of money. But like you said, I'm like, I don't need everybody to know every single thing I'm doing, every move I'm making, every place I'm at.
And that's how people get got. You better post after.
Pretty much.
I just left Aldi just now. They posted I'm leaving the house. I'm like, why is it necessary? I just got out the tub. Okay, why? It's not, I don't understand.
But that's what they do. That's what they do. They have
to. But what's funny? My nephew, who is 18. Can y'all believe that?
I can't.
I cannot. When I fell out the
yes. That was his baby shower. And Queen was okay. Long story short, I supported this over the top baby shower here in the backyard because I was just like, we got to go for it. This is like my first nephew, and I said I'm gonna have a comedian. We had massage therapists. We had all kind of stuff going on. We all kind of stuff. See, this is pre-social media. People doing that now. They knew. So I had all this stuff at the party. Queen came up because she was the comedian and host for the day, and she said, "Oh, I'm gonna go over here and chill. I'm gonna get in the what's that thing? I'm gonna get in the
jacuzzi."
No.
A baby.
You know how I would do, Olivia. I would just be talking and going on and hype for no reason, and I went to go sit on the hammock.
On the hammock. There you go. She went to sit on the hammock.
Lisa already still got the picture. I was under the hammock, okay?
The hammock was up here.
And I was
and she was down here. Real quick. Ooh. Like in 30 seconds. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." I was like, no, you're not.
Don't do it.
No, you're not. No, but anyway, so he's 18. All this to say, to go back to the social media thing. And he does not like posting like that. He's like, I don't need everybody to know every single thing, that I'm doing. He's like, then people are clocking you, everybody's following you, everybody has to know your every move. So it's interesting because I'm like, and he's a baseball player. He's in college, he plays baseball. And I was like, dude, we got posts, we got to have your social media up. I was like, you going to Major League Baseball? Let's do this. And he was like, yeah, all right. But I'm not, I'll post, but I'm not posting crazy. So I guess they're not all into it, but it definitely is the way, that people get seen now. So. That's the way people meet each other too.
You know what? It's good if you are your brand and you need to post in order, or that's your business. You know what I mean? If you get a certain amount of hits, or people come, or you're selling, clothing or product, whatever. But just to be everyday Joe, just posting or only posting the good, flashy, flamboyant stuff. That's the part that gets on my nerves. I'm just like, I know your life is not that fabulous.
But it's so funny. So let's talk about that because
I know you.
I saw you yesterday.
Right. Like I know how you living for real.
Right.
Like the podcasting is a big thing. And I think that freedom of speech, all of that stuff is important. People you should do this, you should do that, but it had to sit right with my soul. I mean, I've gone through so many names and ideas, but when this one came, I know dope people. I was like, I really know dope people. And I think that also goes back to whether my people that I know that's dope, whether you know them or not, they're still dope and they're making awesome contributions to the world. And you are just so lucky that I get to share them with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It just needed to make sense. I've never been one that's for the copycat and I want to do it because everybody else is doing it. It got to sit right with me. And it's a lot of people that, I think that they got too much to say.
Saying, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. They have a lot to say, but they ain't saying nothing.
No.
Or they keep saying the same thing.
Or they're saying what everybody else is saying.
Right.
And it's so interesting that you bring this up because like you, I have been kind of resistant to the podcast because I'm going to say what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. And it's gotten so now that people don't want to hear the truth. They can't handle it, especially this generation, Gen Z. You can't say nothing to nobody about nothing without somebody whining and crying and you're bullying and all that BS. So, for me, I was just like, I don't really know if there's a place for me to podcast because I'm gonna say what I want to say. But a lot of the types of podcasts that are on, they're doing the same. I don't know. It's asinine to me. Being in broadcasting, it's just like, oh my God. What?
But let me ask you this. Have you watched any of the people that are hosting shows on TikTok now?
I do stay on TikTok quite a bit. I like TikTok because it's quick.
When I was thinking about today and whatever our conversations, I was like, okay, I'm sorry, but Olivia, you need to have a show on TikTok. I was like, because in the morning, there are quite a few people that get on TikTok and they do their show. They invite people into whatever they call it, the box over there, whatever, and they put their little people in the box with their opinions and, and they talk about all kind of stuff. You can find the political conversations, you can find the relationship conversations. And it's interesting because I think over there right now, as opposed to the podcasting, you can get on there and say whatever the hell you want. Like,
You
and
really
you can talk about whatever you want. So just
You
invite
really
me over
can.
there to your show when you pop on.
You know, that's a great idea. I never even thought about it because for me, I always thought that TikTok was just the quick videos. I mean, I've seen a few lives, but I didn't know they were doing all that because usually I'm on TikTok late at night when I can't sleep.
There are people on there like hosting their own shows. You know, like you could have like the Olivia Fox show on there and literally just click on, have your topic.
My podcast is starting in January.
That's right, January. Olivia Fox show podcast, January 2020.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Are you gonna be doing characters and stuff?
Not quite sure. You know, for me, I'm trying to feel my way out in terms of what I want to represent. Because, you know, when you do morning radio, you know a little bit about a lot of things. You know, but for me, I'm just looking for what's not there. Like I would kind of maybe see myself doing something like a Bill Maher with the politics, but coming from a Black woman's perspective, but keeping it real on a vast majority, a lot of different subject matter. So I don't know how you can put that in the box, but that's what I'm going to be doing.
And the same thing. You don't want to talk about what everybody else talking about.
I'm not.
It's enough people doing all that. Even like Lisa, when you did your entertainment on your show, Olivia, when you did the entertainment, it was just different. You know what I'm saying? Now it's kind of like people are they're so malicious. It's so malicious. A lot of stuff that's happening is very
It's like
malicious.
Who can be the trashiest? Who can be the meanest? Who can be the most shocking? It's really like shock jock radio on the internet.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, does anybody, do people still listen to like regular radio like that? Like, or do you think people are?
Girl, if you ask me who's on the radio, I wouldn't even know. I may get in the car if I'm going somewhere in the morning, which is rare, and turn it on. But they doing the same thing they was doing when we left. So no.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing. Like when I do listen to radio and I'm in the house, I turn on WHUR through my phone, through the app. I listen to WHUR, especially on Sunday. For the gospel
I love
music,
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, the gospel music, to hear what Reverend is speaking at Howard University. Like I turn on that's my go-to station.
I like their I think it's Saturday morning time tunnel. Is that still on?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so that's my cleaning music.
Yes. And then I'll do BLS, WBLS in New York. That may be telling my age, my gender, but it was just like when quality music.
Let me just say this, Lisa. I was in New York a couple of weeks ago visiting my daughter, and there is a station in Philly. I don't know who it is. I don't know call letters, but the music was so amazing. It was a mixture. It was like hip hop, but it was our hip hop, and then it had a little bit of R&B in it. But it was so good. I'm like, who is programming this station? This is phenomenal. Well, I don't know what station it was.
Like you, I listen to radio if I happen to hop in a car. I might catch it in the morning. But, you know, if I'm in a car that has like satellite radio, I'll listen to like Sirius XM, you know, whatever. Because I've got roots there too. So, you know, shout out to my old, you know, XM family. Yes. So, you know, I will turn that on, you know, and then, you know, I don't know, I guess I'll listen to regular radio occasionally, but then more so I got my own playlist, you know what I mean? I make my own shit on Amazon Music or wherever.
See, and that's the thing.
I rock out to that. So that's why I'm wondering like about, you know, like how radio is doing, you know, how everything used to be based on the numbers. And then it also makes me think about, are the women in radio like making the money that like we used to make in radio? Like, is it like that anymore?
They're not. I talk to a lot of women that are working. No.
Wow.
Not like the cake we used to make. No, ma'am.
Yeah, because we was taking it up.
Appearances. Honey, we used to go to classics, the club appearances, and just make an appearance and do the electric slide, eat a chicken wing off the buffet, be out and be like, thank you.
Give me my check. Give me my cash. Give me my cash.
Yep.
Yes.
So it's not like that anymore. But it's probably like that for a few women at the top, I would imagine.
But then certain major cities.
Yeah. but then the rest not so much. Yeah, well, anyway. All right, moving on, because
Right.
we can't spend our whole time talking about it.
And Steph popped in. She said her phone died. She coming back on. But let me tell you, let's talk about XM, because XM, when Lisa was there, I'm going to brag on my friend. And correct me where I may be wrong, but I think I'm going to be right. When
Okay.
XM came about, Lisa, you were one of the main contributors with helping XM get off the ground. Is that correct?
So I created the hip hop channel, which used to be called The Rhyme. So that was like the classic hip hop channel, one of many channels there. So there's a lot of people that did a lot of hard work to get XM off the ground. But I was fortunate enough to come in, and it was one of the last stations that they were looking for a programmer for. And I was like, all right, well, I know classic hip hop. I mean, that's not what I was doing, but whatever, I can figure this out. And I did. And created, like, that was probably the first classic hip hop station, which, once Sirius XM took it over, and, love of my life, LL Cool J now runs that station. That's his station, which is so amazing. Cause I was like, yeah, homie, like, I started that on XM. I was like, and then it morphed over to Sirius, and now, like, that's your station. So
I love that station.
And so I love that, you know what I mean? And so I did that, and then I used to I took over, I think, the city after that. So I kind of managed that station. But I really enjoyed XM for the creativity that it allowed us to have. So, like, being able to have artists come in and sit in the studio with me for an hour, but record multiple things while they were there.
Right.
Like one year, which if you talk to our colleague Cayman Kelly, he'll laugh about it now. I did this thing where every artist that came in over probably a 4 or 5 month period of time, I made them record a segment for a barbecue. Because I was thinking ahead and thinking, all right, so like it's February, but in, Memorial Day weekend, I want to have this barbecue, but have all these artists pop in. So every artist that would come to visit, I'd say, all right, listen, give me like 5 minutes. We're going to act like we're at the barbecue. We're going to like talk shit like we're at the barbecue. And then took that and edited it all together to make it sound like Memorial Day weekend.
That's dope.
I had 20 different artists in here for the barbecue. But those are the types of things, like, in the freedom that was there, like in XM, it was just unbelievable. You know what I mean? Because I went from like, okay, be caller number 9. All right, meet me down at the 7-Eleven for the free Slurpee, to XM, where it was like, do whatever the hell you want to do.
Right.
Entertain the people. Like, and make it about the artist. And that's when, I was able to have Queen, like Russell Simmons came, and I'd invite all my friends over to be a part of the interviews, and if I had friends or cousins that really liked some of the artists that were coming, I'd let them come in and sit in on the interviews. And I don't know if they, I don't even know if Sirius XM, if they even do that type of stuff, if they are that, if they stretch that far to the imagination now or not. But in the beginning, that's what satellite radio was all about. It was all about the creativity and the theater of mind, and just making sure that the artist had a different experience at XM. Because when we first started it, and friends that work at the labels now to this day, they would tell you, like, we were the last ones on the list that they were going to come visit. They'd be like, oh, we got to go visit, all the big time stations first, then we'll come visit XM. But our job over there, what we did was we said, oh no, we're going to give the artists a different experience over here. They're going to get food when they come over here. They're going to get drinks when they come over here. They're going, they're going in the big studio with the big lights. We're going to film them while they're here. And eventually that turned into, like, when artists came to town, first stop was XM. Then you went everywhere else.
Remember the concerts?
Yep, when Tyrese came and performed.
I remember Kanye. Several concerts.
Kanye there.
Oh, listen. Okay, because I know we're going to talk about Kanye. When Kanye came.
That's when he was throwing
everybody's
the
like,
girl with the Delta sign, right?
But listen, no, when Kanye came, so he spent a long time in the performance studio making sure the sound was right. So I think he listened to his album 4 or 5 times, making them adjust the sound just right. So now I've been prepping all this time. Kanye's coming, whatever. We're all getting a chance to interview him. I got my questions ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to do this thing. So I was like, okay, do you want me to come in? We're going to start the interview. Here's how it's going to go. He was like, no, I don't need anybody interviewing me.
That sounds about right.
I'm going to do this.
People are shocked about his
I'm going to do this myself.
Like, he's been an ass.
Yeah, I'm going to do this myself. And so for 3 hours, he had people captivated in the studio. He went through every song. He talked about everything, but it was all about him. And that's, that's what he I mean, that's what he was doing then, and I'm not sure what's going on now. It's interesting. What'd you say?
He consistent.
He's definitely consistent, but I think now, just looking at all the conspiracy theories around like why he's doing what he's doing, did he actually do those things for that reason? Does he not know what he's doing? Like, what's going on? Like, what
One thing, he is a very intelligent guy.
That he is.
He is very smart. He does have some mental illnesses. I think he does have mental illness, and that's nothing to joke with, take lightly. I think that with his mother passing, that he has been affected, and I don't know if he's really gotten the support that he's needed or given himself a chance to really heal and process. And I can't even say that process would look like losing a parent, and he is an only child for his mom. So it's a lot happening. Now, I will say this in regards to him and Kim. When they got married, something came over my spirit because I'm psychic on Sundays. I knew. I'm telling you, I think I said like 7 or 8 years. And then I honestly saw, like, I was like, I can see him trying to physically harm her. I don't know nothing about Kanye. That just came to me. You know what I'm saying? That just came to me. So this whole situation is very interesting. More than anything, my prayers go out to him because he has a lot going on. And I don't really think, I ain't in his circle, that he really has people around him that are encouraging him or that he respects enough to listen.
Wait a minute, Olivia's face. She got something to say.
Look how face.
We've seen this. We've seen this scenario play out over and over and over and over in our industry. And I try to tell young people that are trying to get into the industry, whether it be music, records, modeling, acting, whatever. It is so important to keep the inner circle tight, but not just let anybody. You have to have people that really know you, close to you. If you look at all the tragedies just in music of some of our iconic artists, like a Prince and a Michael Jackson, even an Amy Winehouse, to me, what was missing were those core people around them to say, hey, you cutting up, or hey, you need help, or hey, let me snatch your ass and get you on this plane and we're going to rehab. You have to have those types of people around you. It's just, especially in radio and records. Records is demonic. I don't care what anybody says. The industry is demonic, and you can lose yourself quite easily if you have the wrong elements and the wrong people around you. And I think, I'm no doctor and I don't know, but I think a lot of times when you see these artists, actors, and models and people that end up going off on the deep end, I think one of the biggest reasons is just they do not have that support of that person around them to say that, give you the mama look, like, right. The way Serena Williams' mama looked at Serena's daughter when she was cutting up at the UFO.
You better get it together.
Did you see that? She cut them eyes, and that was all she wrote.
Right. You better get it together real quick.
You have to have those type of people around you. And I think the higher you go up in terms of money, status, and fame, the more of those people kind of evaporate and leave and move. And I can, on a very small scale, working in radio where we once were, and all the people that I knew and all the people that I had around me, and now being out the game and stepping back and kind of being an everyday people, I maybe know 5 or 6 people that I know now. Everybody else is gone.
Yeah.
So that lets you know who was really down.
That's
who
right.
was there for the shine.
Absolutely.
There you go.
That's to me, that's one of the biggest things, I think. And I don't know, like you said, I don't have a Michael. I don't know what's going on in his life, but I think there needs to be somebody there. And it should be, even if you're married. That's why, I don't hate Kim Kardashian, but the bottom line is when you take on someone as your spouse or your mate, significant other, that person has to have your best interest in mind. not
Agree.
ulterior motives, not for the fame, not for how it looks or what they
Mhm.
can
Right.
do for you. You
Mhm.
have to be with somebody that truly cares about you.
Yep.
Your soul,
Right.
you.
You're
Yep.
and cares about you on the level, yes, I can boost you up and I can definitely give you, all the accolades and praise, and I can push you to levels that you didn't even know you could go to. But at the
Right.
same time,
I
I'ma
can pull
check
you
you
up.
too. So
That's
Right.
like when
right.
your shit
That's
ain't
right.
right,
That's
when you're
right.
not doing things the right way. But I
Mhm.
really do think, to go back to what Queen said, his breaking point was when his mother passed away.
I agree.
I mean,
Mhm.
I
because
agree.
if you don't have the right people to talk to at that time, and I can speak on that because my mom passed away 2017 and then my dad 2018. And if you don't have the right people around you when you're going through, that heartbreak, that tragedy there,
Mhm.
you're going to lose it. And I mean, and he lost it. Like, and I think, like, if you just think back, remember he was with Amber Rose, and he was like showing up to the concerts with, like, he had the bottle of Hennessy, and like everything just started going to the left. And I think he had no one to really, like you said,
Mhm.
continue to surround him and grip him up and say, listen, like,
Mhm.
we know what happened hurt you. We know, we understand the loss of your mom, understand the loss of a parent. Like, you're going to get through this. It's going to hurt, but you're going to need to feel all these feelings. Like,
Mhm.
You
you
have to go
cannot,
through it.
you got to go through it. Like, you
Yeah.
got to go through it. However long that takes, you got to go through it so that you can, be whatever the new version of you, without your parents. You're going to lose a piece of you when your parents go, but you definitely have to go through all those emotions. And anybody that's around you that does not let you go through those emotions is
Mhm.
not somebody that should be there with you.
And you have to think about a lot of these artists, how many people depend upon their money.
Mhm.
Right.
So
That's
the
pressure.
whole, I mean, I think about Britney Spears when I think about this.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They were saying she was crazy, she couldn't control her money, but y'all had no problem with her going to Las Vegas and continuing to work.
Right.
They just never, it just wasn't that support or somebody
Mhm.
to just pull you up and say, look, you need to take time out, you have to grieve, or you have to go through this, you have to feel
Right.
it and go
Mhm.
through it
But
to
something is going on with her though, because she keep dancing in front of that camera at that weird
I'm
camera
not doing
angle.
this. I'm
They're
not doing
taking
this.
her,
I don't care what nobody say.
they're taking
The
her
industry,
clothes off.
that record industry, that junk demonic.
Let me
I'm
tell you something.
telling
You
you,
can't believe your own hype.
that junk
She's
demonic.
always and come on, I'm not the only one. Every shot she has is this weird camera angle. She's dancing and spinning. Either that, she's completely nude. Like,
Something
something
ain't
is
right.
going. Something ain't
Something
right.
ain't right.
Something
Something
ain't
ain't
right.
right.
God bless her, but something ain't right.
And then again, it's the same thing. It's about having people around you that really rock for you. And a lot of times we thinking that it's blood that they rock for you. That's not necessarily true.
It's not, and sometimes
It's
that's
not
the
necessarily
worst.
true. Yeah, and
Those are the worst people.
those be the first. Those be the firstest
They're the
ones.
worst, especially if they living off of what you make.
That's right.
They not gonna have your best interest. They
And that's
still
why
trying to keep that money train rolling.
That's right.
Right.
That's why they get to
Right.
Vegas. Do that. Oh yeah, we'll take that. We want more money. I'm like, Dad, did she just leave Vegas? She back again?
Yep.
But she has mental issues. She has this. She has that. But when did she? Because let me tell you something. As a performer, it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of exchange. And people want and want and want and want and want. Even when they're not talking to you, they're wanting something from you. Give
It's
me more of that.
draining.
It's draining. So you have to know how to really protect yourself.
And you
And
have to, there has to be a time that you
Mhm.
can have that downtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not a performer on stage, but I've performed
Right.
doing radio, and you go through all kinds of stuff, but you still, when that mic goes on, you have to perform. Well, that takes a
Right.
lot out of you,
But
especially
a
if
lot of,
you're not right.
let me tell you something.
Right.
And this is what people don't understand. Like, of course, I listen to radio and y'all listen to radio totally different than everybody else. Like, I can listen, and if I know the person, I know what they're doing. I know how they're looking at the other person in the studio. All of that. Because it's like, it's the theater of the mind, right?
Right.
People don't understand that to come on radio. See, people can be like, oh, they can be funny. It's one thing when you got people in the studio or whatever that's laughing, kikiing with you. It's still a lot of work. It's still a lot of energy because you have to entertain, and you don't even know if these people are really feeling what you're saying until you hit them streets. And now you got to read a comment, and everybody got something to say.
Yep.
Everybody funny. Everybody got commentary. Everybody is a coach.
Yep.
Everybody is
Oh,
a personal
God.
fitness
Don't
expert.
even the coaching
Everybody,
thing.
Oh yeah, everybody has a course. Everyone has a
Yeah.
course. I can teach you how to do this. Take my course. Sign up now because it actually starts in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And every 20 minutes, I got a different course for you going
Oh,
on.
they
But yeah,
gonna,
I
that's
ain't
they
mad
gonna
at the
definitely
give you a
what's
course.
going on now.
look, they're gonna give you, well, I took like 2 courses during the pandemic. And I was trying to go back to school, but to this day, they ain't found my transcript yet.
Oh,
I done paid my money and everything. They ain't called me and said, man, we found your transcript. So, but no, I mean, because the whole thing with education, I think that that's just so empowering that we should be educating ourselves. But you got to know, my cousin said trainer, you got to know what course, like you need to read on these people. Like, who are these people
right,
that's teaching you? You know, why
right.
should you believe their hype? Because really, a lot of times, all it is hype.
Hype.
All it is hype.
And
Yeah,
that's the
you got some good
difference
ones
to
out there, but
me.
then some people just trying to make a buck off the classes. So,
Pretty much.
so Queen,
Here we go. So
you down there in Atlanta?
I mean, am I dating? Me and Olivia already talked about this because it looked like you about to say something about dating.
What's up? What's up? Let him on this radio shit, and these people quarterly. What's really going on
Right,
with
so
you, boo?
let me tell you something. I was just telling True. True. I said, Olivia, I said, have you done online dating? She was like,
Oh,
been there, done that. Let me tell you
I
something.
can't stand it.
Some of this stuff is so comical. It's so much material.
People be lying.
I be sending pictures to my mother and my sister. This one guy, he said, this is the message. You would have thought we knew each other. He was like, you were so beautiful. He was like, look at you. He said, oh, sugar booty.
Not
what?
No, he said sugar butt. I said, excuse me. He said, look at you. You get like a sugar butt. My sister told me something because your ass is sweet and he know it.
First of all, sir.
Look, and all I said was, you were so funny. Now, this the one, and I be trying to do, I'm 52, almost. A guy hit me up, and he already looked like he go to cabarets in D.C.
I can't do that. I can't do that. Nope.
He said, you are so beautiful. What are you doing this weekend? I would like to take you out.
No.
Can I have your phone number? My name is Mitchell. First of all, he's
not Mitchell.
Then he showed me a picture of him with
Mitchell.
his head and he got
That's old.
And let me know he catch fish. So he said to me he wanted my number. He asked for my number. I said, no, I think we need to communicate a little bit more through the app. And this is what he said. This is what he said. I already told you
nope.
that I don't be on here all the time. And I said, red flag. He is abusive.
Big time.
Have a good night, sir. Have a good night.
You don't even reply no more.
But
yeah.
Block.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have had success dating on the internet. Obviously, that's why there's so many sites. I think that
but it was pre-pandemic. It was like in the 90s. I think the last great relationships was in the 90s, early 2000s. Because these Negroes is lying.
But that's because
I'd rather meet the lot in person. We ain't got to go online and do this.
It's because of, and I'm not saying all women, but they make it so easy for these men. So any little challenge that you might come with, and I don't even see it as challenge, I just see it as values and standards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when you get to a certain age, it's so easy to say, bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Your cutoff in your 50s is like real easy.
I'm good.
Yep. No, thank you. I'm in pork.
That's why you ain't married. Negro, I was married. Been there, done that. I'm good.
Yeah. Today, now, tomorrow, and yesterday. I'm good.
But wait a minute. So would you get married again, Olivia?
For money, yeah.
She absolutely made me sick.
She said it.
I married for love last time. This time, money.
Well, I'm gonna say
period. And you know what?
Ignorant.
And I ain't ashamed to say it. I can be broke by my damn self.
No,
I need somebody that's gonna make my life easier.
Because if you marry for money and the sex ain't that great, you can pretend like a mofo, roll over, grab your battery charge, operate.
I can't pretend like that. I'm sorry.
Well,
I ain't finished.
He has to be somewhat attractive now. I'm not gonna be just marrying a troll.
He gonna have to be able to hit that lower back. You're a Scorpio. Come on now, let's stop playing.
Olivia. Olivia Fox.
Well,
Listen,
some
I'm
things
real
never
clear with
change.
God.
Look,
Right. He got to have his teeth. He got to be, and let's start with you being able to take care and provide for yourself
there you go.
in a
credit.
great way.
Check that credit.
Credit. You got to have your own place. I'm not coming to your house on no air mattress. No, I got a good air mattress, but that's for guests. I got a good bed, and everybody ain't getting up in my bed. You understand? You can't. Why you so fast to want to come to my house? What your house look like? You know.
Well, listen, I think that, Olivia, you saying that it would be crazy for money or whatever, for finances, for wealth, whatever. I mean, I get that. And obviously there are other things behind that. Like you said, you still have to be attracted to the person. And I get that. Like the breakdown is that, like, I'm not going to be with somebody that, I don't have time to, like,
I'm not doing build a man.
You can't, like, you can't be. Listen, I will walk with you. You have your own thing going on. I will jump right in. I will help you, whatever. I will help boost you up.
Right.
But what I can't do is, like, start your business for you. Like, I've been there, done that.
Right.
Help you get things going. Like, but you don't have anything, so you need me to pitch in. No, we got to be on the same. We got to be on the same level, the same, the same page. We need to be kind of at the same starting point, or you definitely could be ahead of me. I have no problem with that. And I will catch up with you. Yeah. I mean, and then you got to have the other things too. I mean, because I don't know if I could just be with somebody for money, but then you're not attractive to me and I can't have any conversation with you. You don't make me laugh. Like, I still need the other things, but I'm definitely, like, your finances is definitely important. Like, but I'm interested in younger guys, a little younger than me. Like, I'm not really interested.
Can we talk about that? Can we just talk about that? A couple years ago, I went on, what is it, Silver Singles, or I don't know what it was, because we attract younger men. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's just being black women like we are. We tend to attract younger men. My ex-husband was 10 years younger than me, so that happens. But the problem is that what you might get in one department, you're lacking in like 10 others when you do the younger guys, especially at this point of life. So anyway, I go on one of these old folk websites, but 50, not all, but 50 and over men, I'm so not attracted to.
They gotta be dope. They gotta be
First of all, if you're in your profile picture with sunglasses,
no,
it's not going to work.
When they picture like this, when they don't even know how to take a picture,
it's not gonna work for me. Like, I can't. For me, like you, Queen, I go on energy, and to me, the eyes are the first thing. If I can't see your eyes in a profile picture, I can't see you.
How about they send you? How about they want to communicate with you and don't send no picture? Somebody sent me a message just like, "Hey, beautiful, how are you?" I said, "Where's your picture?" I don't communicate with ghosts. Where your picture at? What you?
And this one, can you send me a picture of you and be like, well, there's a picture in my profile. No, of you. So you know what I did, because I'm a smart ass. I go and get a stick figure. Draw a stick figure and put big breast on the stick figure and send it to him. And he's like, what the F is this? I was like, that's me.
Yeah, it just doesn't, I think it doesn't, I think it has never worked for me, because I think that, how, like you said, the energy thing, and I've never liked online dating. So I feel like my demeanor and my approach to it probably says that. I mean, and honestly, I mean, like, one of the last times I dated somebody online, later on, child, found out like he was married, but like more kids than he said.
Oh my God.
Child, like, I mean, had created everything, like made up the businesses. Like, it was just crazy. And I was like, I can't do this again.
Meet them in person. I can't. That energy be for real. The energy don't lie. If it ain't the truth, they can't remember it because it never happened. The brain ain't gonna remember it. They be doing too much. And I think
it's the red flags for me. And I think when I was younger, you just want things so much to work out, and you want to be with somebody. I mean, everybody needs somebody.
Right.
And you overlook, oh, well, it's just, start. Oh, well, it ain't nothing but some, oh, well, it's not them.
It'll be okay. It'll be all right. I'll fix that.
But wait, let me say something.
Let me ask you a question though. Is there, because I don't really research the online dating, but is there an online dating site for, I mean, I don't know if it has to be specific to the race, but I'm just going to say whatever. If it was for African American women, like that want to date younger guys, like what we want to do.
They might.
Like what?
I'm pretty sure there is. I don't know.
They have so they may.
They have
They
so
may.
much. They have so much
Yeah.
out there. I mean, they've got the Christian mingle.
Mm-hmm.
I just went on there for spits and giggles, just to see what it was.
Did you spit or giggle first?
I'm like, you might pray, but you still a devil.
But you know, Olivia, to add to your point with the whole thing, like being young and wanting certain things, at the point I am in my life, it's like I don't have time to waste. You know, especially like when I was going through the transition out of my my former marriage, I knew that I married 3 or 4 months after we knew each other, and that was over 20 years, right? That was, even though it didn't work out, that was a blessing because I could have had a nut and he could have had one too. Okay. Yep. But I knew that I knew I was fragile and I was still going through. So I didn't allow myself, and this is when I was in Los Angeles, I didn't allow myself to get caught up with anybody because I didn't have time to wake up and be like 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, looking at this person like, how did we get here? I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? And I got things to do. So with people that cheat, I look at things like when people that cheat, the first thing you should say is that person needs to have as much to lose as you do. You ain't got to be cheating. That's just period. And that goes back to a person being on your level, equally yoked. You know what I'm saying? Can have a conversation with you. The thing about it is what we do as women, and because we're in entertainment in different facets, whether they see us or not, it can be intimidating to the average man.
Absolutely.
It can be intimidating because we are powerful. We have voices. We don't hold back. We express ourselves. We're going to fill the room before we get there. Our presence go before. So if you got a man that ain't comfortable with himself,
that's weak.
He going to have a problem. If he can't even hold a basic, regular conversation, he's going to hold you down. He's not going to be able to support you. It's going to be more effort than it's worth.
But I think they also, I mean, for me, I know for sure, because I will steamroll right over you. You got to be able to check me, like on some level. Like you have, like,
and this might sound sexist,
because otherwise I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna keep rolling and rolling and rolling and doing whatever and rolling and rolling. And if you don't have the ability to say to me, hold on, wait a minute, Lisa, like you need to have a seat. You're doing the most. You're doing too much. We need to talk about this. You need to bring it on down. Like you are tripping right now. And I'll be like, oh, really?
But don't you kind of want that? Like, you know, there's this stereotype, you know, that all Black women, you know, we want to be independent. You don't need no man. Yes.
No, I need you to check me, bro.
You know, I don't want to be.
It is the way you do it.
I want to be, you know, I want to be checked.
I need a man that's going to shave my head, that can cut down on this $50 haircut. This is what I'm looking for.
Check me, choke me, check me.
I'm not doing this. Listen, so girls, listen. Ladies, we have reached our hour, so you know we're going to have to do a quarterly.
Lisa!
She said, she forgot where she was. She said, choke me.
You know what I'm talking about, girl.
Okay.
Pull my ponytail, fog my glasses up, and knock the contact loose.
All that. All that.
Like,
so then tell me to have a seat and be quiet.
Where's my bedding? How did the pad that covers the pad get torn off the bed?
Let me make you something to eat real quick. That's okay.
All right, y'all. Lisa, how can we contact you? How can they follow you if they want to hire you? Jesus. How do they contact you? You know, we got to wrap it up.
First of all, you got to schedule another quarterly, so that is for sure. I'm back for that.
Do it every month. Oh my God.
Okay, yes. So
no, let me just say this. I miss y'all so much. I'm serious.
Love you.
I know.
I love
you.
Y'all. You know, I miss that.
So much fun.
I miss.
We back together now. We back together now. We back together now. Next time we need to be in the same room with some drinks. Anyway.
Yes.
So okay, so
something.
Yes, my website for all voiceover purposes is lisaivory.com. You can go on there and you can hear and see my demos and everything. On social media, it's all Lisa Marie Ivory at Lisa Marie Ivory. So you find me perusing on TikTok and on Instagram. If you're in the Philadelphia area and you want to come work out with me, you could do that at 6 a.m. If you're interested in volunteering at the Nile Swim Club, or you'd like to make a donation, you could text 1-NILE to 44321 to support the Nile Swim Club, America's first private African American swim club.
Awesome.
And if you're in the Philadelphia area and you need, a mechanic that you can trust, a repair facility that you can trust, that would be Harold's Used Auto at pa.com. If you need a car, holla at me too, thirdautosales.net. We got you. All of it.
All the money. We get all the money and giving you great service.
That's why I need a man to check me, boo, because I be out here running wild. Check me, boo.
Yes. Okay. Oh, Fox.
You can catch
they contact you and hire you?
You can catch me boxing groceries at your local Lidl's here in Maryland.
Stupid as hell.
See, this is the problem. Sometimes you don't know. You be like, is she
serious?
I'll be like,
is she really that?
I'm serious. No. You can catch. I'm on all social media. Olivia Fox Radio, Facebook, Olivia Fox Show, and Olivia Fox. My podcast is launching in January. Can't really say what network, but you will be able to find it wherever you find your favorite podcast. And I've been writing a book for 7 years now. I really, really lack motivation, dedication, and discipline.
Come on, Olivia, get that done. 7 years.
I know, everybody I talk to is like, where's the book?
I'm like, Lisa, this is how she be encouraging you.
Get it done.
Working on it.
I'm working on it. Come on, get it done. Tell the story, get it done. I want to go on a book tour. Get it done.
It's so much to talk about. Oh
it is, but you can do this. You've had 7 years.
And it's going to be funny.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It could turn into a movie.
Yes, it could be a lot of things. It could be a lot of things. And just working with my daughter, waiting for her to blow up so I can quit working and run her fan club. Her name is Nina Polaris.
Beautiful.
She just got signed to a modeling contract. You know what? People are like, yeah, all you do is talk about your daughter. Boo, I took 10 years out of my life, my career, my personal relationships to raise that child like she's supposed to be raised.
Your daughter is a future supermodel, Olivia. She's a future supermodel. So
if I talk about her, that's because I put in
your child.
Look, I put in on that. And when I say I put in on that. So I'm gonna promote.
But that's your child. You ain't even got to. Outside of that, that's your
pretty much
your child. Your only child, right?
Yes.
Okay, where can we find you, Queen? What is going on with you? What's your name?
That's Nina. Because when Nina was born, what the nurse said, her hair gonna change.
She showed it Baltimore. Is that your baby?
I'm talking to Olivia.
You know her hair gonna change.
The nurse said
her hair gonna change and she gonna get darker. I'm like, bitch.
So ignorant. That's just ignorant.
Baltimore.
I was like, she's in the hospital. She was like,
I will never, ever.
I will never forget that. You told me that. I was like, oh my God. Yep.
Nina is a supermodel, so whatever to that nurse. She's a supermodel.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, she's a supermodel.
Y'all.
Here's the thing. I know
she's a good human being too.
She is
so important. She's a good person.
But if she got your personality, I already know she crazy as hell because
oh man, she's something else.
Is she a Leo?
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Early August. Oh my God.
Okay, so when is the next quarterly? Is it going to be on Olivia's podcast or like here?
We're gonna have one. We might have to have a Thanksgiving quarterly.
And can we eat? I'm gonna be like,
you can eat now. You can eat if you smoke a joint. I ain't calling nobody out. If that's what you want to do.
Please, let's do it. I miss y'all. I would love to.
So we're gonna schedule one. We're gonna schedule one in November. But check this out, all my people watching. Queen Aishah's Crazy Funny Sundays start November 20th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Norcross, Georgia at Zona Caribbean Bar, Grill Restaurant. I'll be
Lisa, we got to go down there.
We
got to make a plan to go down there.
We got Alicia Cooley, who is from Philadelphia, who's going to be featuring. She also has a comedy night that she does locally also once a month. So so Queen Aishah everywhere on all social media platforms. Shout out to Katanya, Lester PR doing my production today. Steph Lover, we will catch you at another time. She is having some issues trying to get on and off. Steph Lover be everywhere. She was on, then her phone died. She was trying to get on another device. She probably ain't got no electricity. Anyway, I hope you watch it. But Steph Lover is 1/3 of the infamous Live Squad with Peach and Peach Stew that was on 93.9 WKYS. We
Love you, Steph.
love them. I don't even know how they got that show together. They were just all dope. So much energy on the They were so damn hyped in the evening.
Yes.
Okay?
Listen, we had it smelling good in the morning, then the afternoon would come. Easy would come. Remember, Easy would pack. Remember, I'm sorry, we gotta go.
Yes, go ahead.
It would be the end of Easy's contract.
Always carrying a box. Like, oh, I guess Easy's contract is up. He walking around with that damn box. Then once the contract negotiation is over, he come back and put his shit back. A year later, here he come with that damn box. Like, oh, I guess Easy's contract is.
And then the last one would come in straight weed smoke all day.
I will be hitting y'all up for our next one. We got so much to talk about. I ain't even talking about when I used to hit Olivia in the morning. I used to be like, Olivia. She'd be like, Queen, if you tap me one more damn time.
Remember Joe Claire had his Q thing, his Kappa thing out?
Yeah.
I would look at him like, and Queen would be like, what's wrong? I'm like, what is that?
I text
Love you, Joe Claire.
I texted him yesterday because he got a new show on Fox. You know, my
He
mother
does.
Yeah, I
every
saw
time
that.
she hears something about y'all, she be like, you know, Joe Claire is doing such and such and such.
Oh.
And I texted him yesterday to tell him.
Oh.
No, the other thing is Olivia. Now, y'all, believe it or not, I used to cuss a lot. Olivia would be like Queenie.
You don't cuss that much anymore?
She be like Queenie.
Yeah, I did.
You're a pretty girl, you beautiful. You know, you don't have to use all them cuss words.
That's what I used to be like. She belongs on a stage. Someone put her on a stage. Damn it.
Yes.
Like,
Then hold up. Early in the morning, before Lisa got there to change the aroma of the room, what we came in there with? That chicken salad from NBC News cafeteria.
The onions.
Mountain Dew. Oh my gosh.
Girl.
5 o'clock in the morning, this is what we eating. With saltine
They had the best chicken salad.
well, we started with food and we're ending with food.
Yes,
So
love y'all. Thank you for watching. I know dope people here are my two dopest home girls.
I miss y'all.
Olivia Fox, Lisa Ivory. Follow them on all social media. Thank you, ladies. Talk to you soon. We have another quarterly soon. Yes.
Yeah,
you better.
Robin,
don't make me come down to Atlanta. You better.
I got a badass air mattress. Let me tell you something. That air mattress in the living room, I will blow it up for your ass. Boom. And it's automatic.
Bye, y'all.
I ain't got a pump or nothing.
This is the problem with the quarterly. It'll keep going on. The quarterly will keep going.
In the green room.
We don't know how to stop.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Stay on. We can talk backstage.
Okay, cool. Because I'm not done yet.
Oh, shit.